Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to another fantastic week of Olympus Rises. Week number 37 of this particular game. I'm glad you all could be here. My words are very hard today, and that's okay. We're going to struggle through. We're going to get right on it. I'm also zoomed in on the map because we're totally unprepared for everything, as always. Glad everybody could be here. It's going to be an exciting week. I'm certain of it. And most importantly, as you can see along the right-hand side here, I'm still waiting on a few players to show up. So, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. We're currently doing will checks to make sure he is still alive and awake so that he can get in here. There's Devin arriving in Roll20 as we speak. Should be no problem at all. Gonna suck without Will, though, if he decides not to show up. But we're gonna struggle on and do what we can. In other news, I'd like to say, you'll notice I've taken away the kitties. We've gone with a different GIF now. The kitties were too distracting to both my players and myself, and I'm sure all of you. So we've gone with a general space GIF. I'm sure Megan will have a few choice words for that, but everybody, shh, don't tell her. So, while we waste time for Will to wake up from his beauty sleep, let's go ahead and see what the rest of the party's been doing.
Answers if he's there.
Can I get a will check?
Hello. I also did a will check. Hello.
Hello, hi.
I appreciate the will checks.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't done much good.
No, they have not.
They typically do not do much good, but it is nice to
Our efforts
imagine.
to summon him have not yielded any results.
It is always nice to try, at least.
So the GIF for the rolls is much better now.
I disagree.
What?
I disagree, but I
Hold,
respect
please. If you
are
change
you
the
like
kitties,
not on Roll20 yet?
Hold on. I might just have to leave this stream right now.
Well, that's okay, because we're all going to die anyways.
No, I edited it.
God damn it.
The kitties were too distracting. I found myself staring at them while I was trying to do work today. So, I needed to change it.
Rest in peace, space cats.
But where's our whimsy?
It is in your imagination.
That's bullshit. I don't appreciate it.
That will be back shortly.
Indeed. So, while we are waiting for Will to awaken from his beauty sleep, let's start from the bottom, since Devin just took a step away. We'll start with you, Matt. Tell us how you've been, what's been going on with you, and etc. and the like.
Oh man, same old shit. Same shit, different day, basically. Honestly, I've just been working my butt off. Minus today, because I absolutely binged on during several very long breaks some Fire Emblem because I have no self-control whatsoever.
Yeah, and it's
and
good.
You got me stuck on that.
You know,
it's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I think it already has its claws in me.
Yeah, based on our conversations today, I would agree with that.
Pretty good.
Jordan, you gotta watch the things you get my brother involved in.
I mean, it's not my fault. They made a fantastic free to play.
No, it's
game.
it's legitimately it's a much better game than I thought it would be. I don't know. We'll see if it gets boring. I already ran out of story mode.
Did you do all of the different difficulties
24 hours
as well?
I'm currently going through hard mode.
Yeah,
now.
and then there's insane after that.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yep, indeed.
Generally, my strategy with these things is just to, and this is what I had to do with Stardew Valley. I have like 130 hours on Stardew Valley, and that was within like not even as many days to account for that length of time.
Yeah, sure. You literally time traveled to play more Stardew Valley.
Yeah, like I was playing it at a rate that was like impossible within universal constraints.
Yeah, that was me with Mass Effect actually recently.
Right.
They put in like
Right.
70 hours in
So-
like 3 days, and people were like, "That's not even possible." I'm like, "Trust me, it's possible."
Yeah. Like, I kind of did that with Mass Effect 2. I beat it before it was ever even available for purchase.
Yep, totally.
Yeah. But don't pirate games, kids.
And don't do drugs.
And don't do drugs and stay in school. If these fair collection of individuals is anything to go by, stay in school.
Derelicts.
You can turn out just like them.
Yeah, I mean, you might just be careful, or you might wind up getting a doctoral degree in neuroscience or something.
Yeah, and then what the heck are you going to do with the rest of your life? It's all
Right.
it's all downhill from
Nothing.
there. You're going to think you're going to
Anyway.
do neuroscience, and it's going to be something vastly different.
But yeah, I really don't have much. Just same old stuff.
Yeah. Awesome.
Which isn't bad, but, nothing I need to spend all that much time yammering on about.
Well, fantastic. We're glad you can make it, and you are automatically more of my favorite than Will. Megan, hi, hello.
Well, hi, hello.
Tell us about your week, what you've been doing. If you could, please reiterate for the two people who didn't hear it, your adventures at the flea market.
Oh yeah,
I saw some photo documentation of that.
So did I, yeah.
I sent some photos of some weird things I came across. Basically, it's
I
a
didn't.
Yeah, no, that's your fault, Megan. You made him sad, and that's your fault.
I'm sorry. Here, I'll tell you now.
Hey
about
guys,
it, okay?
remember all that cool
Okay.
stuff we did without including Devin?
You mean like go to I wish this was the last thing you said, Matt, because I could say, you mean like go to a zombie village? Hey, speaking of,
Oh, shit. Yeah,
would
should've-
have been the perfect
held off
segue
on
right
that,
there.
yeah.
That's okay. Anyway, Megan, reiterate your tale.
I don't know. Basically, it's just this ginormous flea market that people come from all over to go to. It's like miles long. It basically takes up the entire town that it's in. It's just a flea market, and vendors come from like Germany and everywhere and just sell random crap. And you can find some pretty interesting things like bizarre Japanese armor and machine gun manuals from the 1940s and all kinds of interesting, strange things. In particular, old school doctor bags with like the medicine air quotes still in it.
That is interesting.
That read on the bottles like arsenic as an ingredient of medicine. Makes total sense. But yeah,
I don't know why it wouldn't.
right, I know.
That would
stuff
cure
like
lots of
that.
things.
Yeah, it was
Or
headache
what-
medicine, right? So I said,
Yeah, it was something like that.
I mean,
yeah.
if you're dead, you can't have a headache anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
So true. It's so true.
There's no way to confirm or deny that.
Also so true. I feel like that was most of what
I
the
mean,
basis
you
of
know what
medicine
though?
was.
You can probably ask somebody you know close by. Speaking of the undead, damn it, Matt! Again, too early.
Jump
Yeah,
the
we
gun.
got
Jump the gun.
several minutes for Will.
Correct. Yeah, we're stalling for time here.
And unless we just want to start up with Devin, how long do you think?
Oh, I could play
You
with
can
I
make
could
half
play
the show with
Devin's.
Devin, right?
Yeah, I could literally
Yeah.
make the whole
Good.
show Devin if you
I'm
want to.
super
At-
happy to
at
just listen
this
for a
rate.
while if you want. It seems
Yeah.
fine.
At this rate, depending on when Will gets here, that might be the best course of action.
Yeah, no, totally.
True.
Because we were talking today, and I was reviewing charisma characteristics, and I believe that Dr. Fisher is your only hope and savior in this moment. So
In
good luck.
terms of, diplomatic.
In terms of
through
diplomatic
yeah.
options, yes.
If they intended to kill us, they would not have, I think we, unless we intentionally ruffle feathers, I think we have a pretty good chance at pulling through this.
Yeah, Gogo is really good at not ruffling feathers.
Anything else,
If the
Megan, that you've done
feathers
this
get
week?
ruffled by Gogo, she's going to be alone very quickly.
I mean, that's how she feels anyway, so it's fine. I played 11 hours yesterday of Divinity.
Yeah, we sure did.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
That's all on a stream. If you want to go check that out, it's in the Twitch VODs.
I don't think I have enough time to watch 11 hours of anything.
Oh, that was great.
It was a lot of fun though.
Yep, it was. It was a good time.
Hey, you actually had a lot of people on the channel at one point.
I know. We're like sort of internet famous.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, that really depends on your definition, but we're not newbies anymore, I think is the official category that we fall under.
Possibly, who knows? Anyway, and then I went to lunch with my mom today because it's Mother's Day.
It is.
And that's
indeed.
about it. So,
Matt, did you call your mother today?
I sure did.
Yes, you
Wow.
did.
I'm actually impressed.
Oh, come now.
I mean, wasn't it the
Doing
last time that we had to
job.
remind him of your birthday, Megan?
I think we actually need to remind him of my mom's birthday.
Oh, right. It was your mom's birthday.
Listen,
that's right.
birthdays are hard. I understand that.
March 14th.
Wait. I didn't forget anybody's birthday.
No, I know you didn't actually forget because we
Right.
reminded you.
Right. No, totally.
Wait, what?
I'm fairly certain there's recorded evidence of this, actually.
I think it was mom's, but I don't actually recall.
I
be
challenge
honest,
you to
if it was.
produce this.
Okay. I'll go through my 300 plus videos on YouTube, which,
Well,
by the
it'd
way,
be
is
in
going to be
it'd
part
be
of my
in
rant.
October sometime, by the way.
Okay, good.
So that narrows it down to about.
It narrows it down to
20.
a minimum, or
You
I should say
know.
a maximum of 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like no big deal.
Luckily, everything is even when I was behind on VODs, everything in my saved folder is categorized by date and time because that's how OBS categorizes the
Well,
recording. So it'll be no problem.
No problem. Regardless.
Indeed. Devin, hi, hello. It's been a week.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Well, I'm better this week than it was last week.
Well, that's good. Improvement is a good thing.
Yeah, because Orlando City had 2 losses last week.
I was
and
going
they
to
have
mention,
one tie this week.
it was actually what I was going to bring up if you've been keeping up with it.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a bump in the undefeated
we got
road.
wrecked on Wednesday.
There was a bit of a bump in the undefeated road there.
Yeah. But we came back home and we tied today against another very good team.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I'm happy.
they're our equivalent in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
They're at
so
the same.
I'm happy.
Same level.
I'm
as
happy
us.
with our result there. That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, last week was a little disappointing trying to be an Orlando City soccer fan.
Yeah, it was a little rough.
I mean, 4-0, really? Come on.
Yeah, that's like. There's no you lose 1-0, you still feel okay about the game,
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
lose-
There's nothing we could have done about that one goal.
Yeah, that
Just
one
goal.
deflection header, okay, shit happens, we get it.
Yeah.
Maybe we could have finished a little bit better, but whatever.
And same thing, 2-0, you're like, okay, it wasn't terrible. Yeah, I mean, we probably should have stopped that one, but the other one was just fluke, whatever, no big deal. But then, 3-0, you're like, really? And then 4-0 is just like, come on.
Did you just give up halfway through?
What
Just come
actually
on.
was the score?
It was
4-0.
4-0.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, in soccer
Yeah.
that is a horrendous scoreline.
It's
It's not quite Germany, Brazil, but
It's not quite Germany, Brazil.
No.
you know.
But yeah, so
Although I can picture Devin just in a stadium sobbing hysterically watching soccer after you guys talked about it.
Yeah,
I didn't realize either of you actually liked it that much. I thought it
we'd
was
be
just
hugging
a
each other,
passing.
sobbing, probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it would
Well,
work.
I think we discussed it last World Cup, and we're going to try to do it this World Cup. Is
Next
we're gonna
World Cup,
stream-
2020. Or 20,
Oh, yeah,
2020.
commentary.
we're gonna sit
Oh,
on the
yes.
couch and stream us commentating the games
Oh,
because
yeah.
we were doing we would say the exact same thing the commentators would say,
Yep.
but 15 seconds before they would say it.
Right, yeah, the delay, maybe there was a delay, I'm not sure, but we would be like, oh, look, so-and-so...
That was an open pass. He could have had a goal, and then the
Right.
commentator would come across.
Like-
oh, that was an open pass. He should have had a goal.
Yeah,
It's
word
what-
for word, they would come across and say exactly what we said. It was pretty funny.
So we decided that we just need to become commentators. So
Yeah, we're gonna become...
next World Cup. It's gonna be. I We had a title for it last World Cup.
I don't know. We drank a lot during that World Cup, so
we just sit there and drink beer on the couch.
I don't recall.
And commentate the games. So.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that on the channel. That's not gonna happen probably on this channel.
Well,
I'm not sure if that's allowed even.
I was like, is that even legal?
Well, you know what we could do?
Show the game.
Well, no, Devin. You know what we could do?
And
We both need to get FIFA, and then we'll play together on stream, or we will just have it autoplay with two computers, and we'll commentate on that game, and then see how accurate it is to the actual World Cup.
So, do you guys ever watch PJ on Twitch? Because he does essentially what you're describing, but with this old NES baseball game that's just ridiculous.
Oh, really?
It's hysterical. It's just the funniest shit.
Does he do like the old 1940s announcer voice?
No, it's like crazy Japanese super power baseball.
I know what game you're talking about.
Yeah.
What?
There are like special pitches with thunder and shit.
Oh my God, that's
it's
awesome.
super
I'm
funny.
So it's like
imagine
baseball game.
NBA jams except baseball.
Yeah, or like any of the Mario sports games, like the
Yeah.
Mario Tennis or Mario Bowling or whatever, that have like the crazy power-ups and shit.
It's really funny. Like he does brackets and stuff.
Yeah, no.
Anyway.
So on like kind of that subject of like having like the computer decide things. Tangent, a guy that I watch, he does WWE. He's got the WWE like 2K17 or 2017 game, and he's got like viewer made like his subscribers have like their own wrestler, and then like we let the computer decide the results, and then there's like, you know, he does events in his channel about like, you know, the shit talking and all that other stuff that comes with the wrestling thing. And he commentates during the live matches. It's pretty fucking good. You can bet your in stream money on the different fights and stuff. It's pretty good. It's pretty awesome. It's a lot of fun. So maybe we'll do that, Devin.
Yeah. That doesn't sound terrible.
Cool. Anything else, sir?
At the moment, no.
Okay.
Hopefully by next week I'll have. Well, that's something else I need to talk to you about as well. But yeah. So, but off stream.
Ominous.
I'm assuming it's going to require me being somewhere with shoes that are not open-toed.
Partially, yes.
Okay.
Well, I don't.
Bachelor party.
Also, maybe, because I have no idea what's going on for that one.
Okay. Good.
Because no one's told me anything about the bachelor party as it should be. So,
Well, yeah, you're not allowed to know any of that.
Yeah. I just know. Well, I don't even have a time and place, but
I know.
I'll know a time and place, and I'll show up, and then debauchery.
You may not even know that.
Okay, that sounds good.
You may get a knock on your door at like 6 a.m.
Yeah, you're gonna like get blindfolded, gagged, and thrown in the
Yep.
back of someone's
That
car.
is
I mean-
almost identical to what is happening. Yes.
Oh, but now he knows.
Well,
He doesn't know when though.
I
There's
do
like
with the-
how many months?
6 months till the wedding.
Yeah.
He's gonna sleep with one eye open
Yeah.
for 6 months.
Well, I was gonna say, just as a warning, I do sleep with a gun on the nightstand. So
It's fine.
make sure you grab that first, so I don't grab it.
You pretend like Emmy is not in on it already and has that taken care of
Yeah.
for us.
She's gonna put blanks in it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just scared the shit out of everybody, but no one's gonna die.
Yep, correct. Fantastic. Speaking of dying, no, I can't. I mean, that was a good one. Speaking of dying. But I gotta tell you about me. Also, I'm stalling for time a little bit because we got 10 minutes, and hopefully Will's alarm has been on snooze for 3 to 4 times, and he'll wake up now.
I am comfortable with today just being a Fortune episode. I'll just say
It
that
might
much.
be. It might
If
be.
it has to be, like,
Agreed.
worse things have happened.
I have some planned for both sides of the conflict here. Or you know what? maybe I'll just have you. I'll give you guys some important NPCs I have made up.
Yeah.
And you guys can just help us. Yeah, you can just be in character with us.
Yes.
That
sounds amazing.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, maybe we need to regroup after a quick break.
Right, yeah. We'll take our break early, and then we'll jump into it. Couple of things with me. Obviously, I played 11 hours of Divinity yesterday, which was really, really great. It was a lot of fun. I was getting real tired towards the end, though, to be perfectly honest with you.
We have to be prepared for a 24-hour stream.
Oh, I totally agree. And if it's a 24-hour stream, we'll take breaks more often than every 2.5 hours to 3 hours. More than 3 breaks, perhaps, in an 11-hour period would be beneficial. We'll have like a set schedule and stuff. First hour character creation, then a break, and then go from there. Because I'm sure it will take us that long to make characters.
That is if the game ever comes out.
If you're listening, Larian Studios, because I know you follow me on Twitter. Plus.
As soon as possible, plus. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so a couple of things this week. That was fun, obviously. But where was it? There was something... Oh, I wanted to go on a rant about YouTube real quick. So if you're listening on YouTube, advertisers, I'm sorry that my content you don't approve of, for whatever reason. So
many F-bombs?
Well, I finally... maybe, possibly. Fuckity fuck, just to get it out of the way, so that you don't have to go more than 23 minutes into this VOD, YouTube. Let me just go ahead and drop it now so you can stop listening.
Oh, God. So silly.
My rant today is going to be a little bit on the fact that if they're still going to give me YouTube Red revenue, what's the point? Why not just make the entire thing a subscription service? Obviously, and then how about you just make, and again, this is probably a bad idea, but you know what? The people that want to watch the content are going to pay for YouTube Red. Like, why don't you make videos that are not advertiser friendly, YouTube Red only? Obviously, there's a lot of problems with that. Like, people would not get the exposure.
The name already heavily suggests something along those lines.
True.
Right, exactly. And so, I don't know. It's annoying to me that an advertiser or a consumer doesn't care when the Coca-Cola ad or Pepsi ad or whatever ad is before a Game of Thrones on HBO, which you pay for, arguably. Or how about before The Walking Dead, which is way more graphic and worse than anything we've ever done on this channel.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally, and sorry if you're not caught up to date, and I've never watched a show, so I don't care, somebody getting their head smashed in with a baseball bat on television. But, that's advertiser friendly because it's on cable, and they have the FCC, and they have rules, protecting their content. Like, come on, guys. We don't even have any video. It's literally just 5 to fucking 7 people talking. Like, come on, guys. Let's get with the program here. So I would like to say to everybody on YouTube, thank you if you have YouTube Red. If you don't have to go buy it. I don't care. I hope you continue to enjoy this content. But what you should do is write a strongly worded letter to YouTube via whatever method you think you can get to them and say, hey, I know some really great broadcasters that put out really good content, and you're not giving them the support they need by not having their channel play ads, even though they're monetized. And I've not gotten flagged for anything or any notification that there's anything bad about my videos at all. They just literally don't have ads on them. So, that's my YouTube rant for the day.
That should be in all caps, by the way.
But, regardless, as I said earlier in the Discord chat, I am thankful that this is all happening now and not when I am dependent upon that part of my income.
Yes.
Because if it were happening when I was dependent on that part of my income, I really would be torching the place. Like, Hope you got insurance money, YouTube, because there are a lot of angry people that would like to know what you're doing. And perhaps you should consider talking to them, because...
Well, that's... there's a guy that I watch on YouTube. His name is Smitty. I don't know if anybody else watches his stuff. Hilarious. Makes great content. And he kind of did the exact same thing you did, where he said... he put out a video. It was like a 35-minute video. And he said, this is my rant for YouTube. YouTube sucks. And then it was like 29 minutes and 33 seconds of like just a screen with his logo and music, and like that was his video for the week.
Nice.
It's just like a fuck you. Like, are you kidding me? Like this is not user friendly. Like or like you were talking about.
Family friendly. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he did the same thing.
Yep.
And he still had like 14 million views because I don't know how.
Yeah, because he's a famous. Like, people are still going to click on it. And like the crazy part to me is, I do understand. Like, I get that they need to protect themselves, but holy cow, you would think that a company as large as Google, for fuck's sake, would have some kind of better process for this kind of shit. Like, how did it devolve into this massive shitstorm that is currently ongoing? That's what I would like to know.
Yeah.
Like, how did it get so bad that people are literally going homeless? Like, at what point did that have to occur? But anyway, regardless. So that was my YouTube thing for the week. It's a little interesting. Hopefully it changes. I just wish there was some type of feedback. Like, obviously things I'll get flagged for are, like, vulgar language. But
yeah.
I have a very good idea that is not what I got flagged for. And the reason I say that is because every single one of my videos is subject to it. Every single one. And so then it only leads me to believe that it is either my title, my tags, or my description. And if it is my title, my tags, or my description, tell me what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So that I can remove that, or change it, or do something about it, so that not only I can earn ad revenue, but so that you can earn ad revenue, you motherfucker. Hello, Will.
Yay!
Hello.
Our Will checks work.
I think it was Jordan's hate from YouTube flowing out the universe that Will said, that's Jordan. I should get up.
Yeah.
No. I'll tell you what it was. Is I actually I typed "Will I summon thee," and then he showed up.
I mean, it's kind of like you collected all the 7 balls.
Yeah, we collected all the 7 Olympus balls, and we summoned the Void Dragon, but not the nice and cuddly one from Divinity, the one that actually is like a abomination of space and time.
Space and time, yeah.
Yeah, and converted Oscar to its new host and became an aberration that then reached through the aether and summoned thee from a different dimension.
All according to plan.
Yep, seems legit. This is actually where we're going.
Canon.
Will, I know you're not awake enough to tell us about your week, so it's fine. Get some tea or coffee or whatever you require to be awake, because we determined that...
Biscuits.
Yes, crumpets, maybe, perhaps, if you would like. We determined that you were the only one that has a charisma and or persuasion score, so you're basically the last saving hope for the party, aside from Fortune.
Yeah, who's not with the party.
What a great time to be asleep.
Awake?
Yeah.
But that's okay, because if you would like to go run some water on your face, I permit thee. Because we'll start with goals, and I'll do you last. How's that sound?
Okay, thank
Okay. Fantastic. Matt, we're back to you, sir. Has Oscar completed any goals, or is he very close to some, or is there anything you think you can squeeze out of this?
Oh my god. No. I have 2 extremely long-term ones and another maybe accomplished this session.
Based upon
the only
aforementioned problems.
one... Yeah. I have some major personal goals that have no chance of being accomplished anytime in the near future, I don't think.
Yeah, I think maybe a session or 2 on that one. On those.
Well, if we don't have a new arc after this.
Yeah,
episode.
if we survive.
Yeah, let's be real here.
The chances are not 0.
It's a non-zero likelihood. You are not wrong, but just saying. Yeah, the only one that I haven't completed any. The only one I could conceivably do today is my one regarding Chan, which is to bring him back from the dead. I'm wondering though, if and your judgment call on this one. One of my previous ones, which is still ongoing, but I think I might want to cash in to put a new goal up, was to work with Natalia regarding the cause.
Okay.
Now, I got the information, that was a runaround. That took some effort. And I have contacts and quite a bit of information to follow up on. That's been taking up a slot for a while now. I think I might want to revisit that later.
Okay, so you want to put that on hold and move something else in there? Or do you want a partial credit?
I
going to have
so the episode that we did all that, I said I'm going to wait and just cash it in later. Whatever you would have given me that episode, I think I'm just going to take instead of, I'll make it a new goal because it's been taking up a slot for forever.
Right, and there was some extenuating circumstances that caused everything to kind of go haywire.
A little bit. So yeah, I'm cashing in, work with Natalia on the cause.
All right. So yeah, I think that I actually, for some reason, I was particularly diligent on this one and actually wrote it down when you said that. You can receive 250 experience for that goal completion.
Deal. I'll take it.
Or for that, forward to completion.
Okay, we will revisit that later.
Yes, certainly. Certainly.
I am going to type my new goal in if you care to look at it.
Okay. All right. Sounds fantastic. Megan, has Gogo completed any of her goals?
Just skip me. It's fine.
Meg.
I mean, all 3 of hers are the same, so
skip me indefinitely. It's fine.
Again, it's just
we're gonna level up.
We are going to just have to clarify that first word and what that actually means. I'm sure here, perhaps this session.
Yeah. Yep.
So, Fortune, hello.
I'm not instilling confidence in me.
At the moment, nothing. Hopefully, again, I will have. I'm hoping for a lot, but I'm hoping for 2 of them by the end of the session.
Yeah. If we kind of blast through some things, I think 2 are definitely completable in this particular session.
Yeah, and one of them, hopefully, please God, will net me a ridiculous amount of experience.
I actually did some math today in preparation for that. And so I know how much I will be giving you should you acquire that goal in this session.
Oh, please.
Is this find a sweet gun?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
That he has literally had there since session 1.
I know.
It is session 37, just FYI.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that should be...
And it is also not like an easy goal he just hasn't done. Like, it's legitimately
difficult.
And I've made work to try to find it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
not
I have
recently because we've been stuck trying not to die, but
yeah, and all of that has been taken into consideration for your allotment should you complete that particular mission. Fantastic. Dr. Fisher, hello.
Hello.
You sound more awake now. Welcome back.
Yes, I am.
Have you completed either of your goals? Which you only have 2. Did you make a third one?
I still haven't in the end.
Okay. There's nothing that is particularly intriguing to you right now.
Because either I will resolve the third one this week, or we'll all be dead. So then it won't matter.
This is my thinking as well.
This is not.
This is not exactly where I'm at.
Yeah, this is not an inaccurate statement.
I either get triple the experience, or I die. That's literally
This is the all-in episode.
Yeah, maybe you know what? That's actually the name of the episode.
Everybody's just betting the farm on.
Yeah, this. like literally when the credits, the opening credits pop up, right, and we see the episode name flashes and it's all in.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's very much how Dr. Fisher is feeling. As last week he also said that he was willing to give potential critical information for the safety of the Paleocene people.
Absolutely. And that is treason even higher than you currently have committed.
Yeah. What's a little bit more treason?
What's just a little bit of treason in the morning?
Yeah,
if you're already gonna die for what you said, what's the point of giving a little bit more and dying for what you said?
Right. Yeah.
You know?
It's one of those things where the difference between absolutely no treason and just a little bit of treason is really big.
Yeah. Right.
Just a little bit of treason and slightly more treason is not that big a deal.
It's not. It's
it's like
the edge of your nano knife, basically.
It's
about how far the difference is there. Speaking on the edge of a knife, Fortune. Yeah, last time on Olympus. We're gonna start with Fortune here for just a few minutes, I think, because there's probably some things we need to find out about what your immediate kind of processes are going to be. When last we were here, you did all of this investigative work and tried to, figure out what people could find out and figure out what was going on and all of that other stuff. Found out that the group is not flying under the radar, but also not really sticking out like a sore thumb either. Seem like general, it's a tourist, I remember that person, but I don't remember anything particularly interesting about them. Gogo didn't say where they were going when she was renting the vehicle, and Dr. Fisher didn't say what he needed the systems for, so there's flags, but they're perhaps not red, they're perhaps yellow. And
it's more of just like a marker, hey, I was here.
Right, yeah. The most dangerous thing is that they are leaving traces of them being here, not that they are leaving pertinent information on the ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we had an encounter with who you suspected, based on your role, your culture role, to be a Claris mercenary or agent by the name of Strawman.
Correct.
And two things that need to be noted here because they might be important for later. If you look in the NPCs tab, I've actually added Strawman with a generalized picture. If you can imagine, the hood is actually a straw hat. And that the mask is kind of the covering of his face and the red eye.
Got it.
Looks generally human, but also not, it's hard to tell how human he actually is. Or it actually is, because who knows if it's even a he or she at this point. And so you'll notice that, and that is for your benefit. And also you'll notice that it felt important with the impending kind of... perhaps actions that you're going to take, Fortune, in order to
just say Doom.
prevent this. Or have things and stop things from happening. In the sector guide, you'll notice I also added a picture of my kind of interpretation of the general Euripylosian terrain features, that kind of stuff.
I didn't see that picture.
If we can imagine that the platform that rides above is like the massive railway station, right? That kind of goes across the whole equator. Imagine it continues on past that. And yeah, that is kind of what we are looking at there.
Got it.
So there you have it. Because it feels important to get these kind of things out of the way, so that those of you that are in the tundra areas kind of get a sense of what it looks like, and then for you that may be using terrain to your advantage or disadvantage very shortly, Fortune, also kind of know what the what like the townscapes are generally like.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Got it.
So those are two things that I have done in order to assist your immersion, as they say in the biz. So Fortune, the last scene I think that we had was with Strawman. So you were kind of left in the Johnny Rockets in space, and it's not like Johnny Space Rockets. It's literally Johnny Rockets, and in space is like the tag that they've added.
TM.
Yeah, TM. So what is your kind of reaction, your lead up into knowing that, like, kind of confirming that there is an agent here, right? Like, it's not just like seeing what they could find now. You know that somebody is here actively working, or at least have strong suspicions.
Yeah, and I know that they know who I am now.
Yeah, and obviously they identified you because, I mean, yeah, they identified you.
Yeah.
Didn't Strawman say something cheeky last time? Like, said that his name was Arthur.
Yeah, he did. That is exactly what he said. When I think Fortune, I think you asked his name.
Fucking with Fortune.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, exactly. He asked his name, and he gave the name Arthur, right? Mm-hmm. Just to kind of maybe like try and be cheeky, like Matt said, or throw him off his game.
Yeah, to maybe, hey, I know who you are, and I know you work with these people. I think is what he was trying to tell me.
Yeah, he's a little cheekster.
Because I didn't give him any information.
Right. And it was kind of like, it was like the, I know you haven't given me anything, but I know more than you think I do move, right?
Yeah. See, I still don't know exactly what I want to do. Right now, I'm not too concerned about anything. Because I still got like a week before I know people are coming back. Yeah,
so right about now, you can assume that they have gotten there. We're kind of keeping, like, in the timeline almost up to date, right?
Yeah. So, now, I would like to start scouting. See.
Yeah, and another thing.
Here's a really.
Okay, go ahead.
When they left, right?
Yeah.
Did they just, like, drive out of town and then go off?
Yeah, so they had to they followed the designated roads for quite some time up through kind of the rural areas until they got to a point where there is no more civilization, basically, right? Because it's only so close to the equator of the planet.
Got it.
So yeah, there was a period of time where they spent on the roadways before they went all terrain.
Okay. I would like to go get my motorcycle.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I'm going to need transportation.
Yep, absolutely. You can absolutely do that. And you get back to the ship, which I think that it's appropriate to say that when you board, right, because you have the codes to get into the ship and all that other fun stuff. You go through security, you get back on. The ship feels like kind of eerily quiet, right? Like it kind of feels a little bit discomforting. You know, Gogo's music isn't playing at like a high level of volume, and you never notice it before, but you notice its absence, right?
Yeah.
You know, you don't hear Oscar or you know, anybody like training or throwing things around, or you know, you don't hear Chan working in the engine room, like dropping wrenches through the floorboards and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of like eerily quiet. The HVAC system's probably not running because the ship's like, why waste the power and the fuel to run it if nobody's going to be here? So it's a little bit like probably cold in the ship too because it's not environmentally sealed right now. And it smells kind of stale too because it's been, just kind of sitting.
Got it.
Just to give you an idea. So you go and you get your motorcycle. And you get which motorcycle do you get, I guess I should ask?
I get Black Betty.
Okay, so do you bring the sidecar or you detach it?
Because
Black Betty's the one with the sidecar on it.
Yeah, I'd leave the sidecar probably.
Okay, yeah, so I'm sure it's just a few simple unbolts and removing a couple of steel bars.
Yeah. Nothing too hard.
You wheel it down. So I think that when you get to the checkpoint, the security checkpoint, there's a place where you can bring in like small motorized vehicles because they can't expect everybody to rent a car or to pay for space Ubers. But there is some concern. I think that like you see them doing like emissions tests on your vehicle, and like you see a couple guys like shake their heads, and one security guy probably approaches you and he's like, I just so you know, there's very few biofuels on this planet. You may not be able to refuel in many places.
I'd be like, so would it be okay? Could I just get like a pass to come through here? Because we got plenty of fuel in the ship, so that way I know I can just fuel up my ship and then I'll drive back out. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, and I think that like they kind of look at each other, and he's like, all right, we can give you an inspection sticker at the very least, but it'll still have to be checked for, prohibited items, but we'll waive the emissions tests at the very least.
I appreciate it. I mean, it's an antique. I'm trying to sell it on Planet, so.
Yeah, and I think for a moment he kind of like looks at it, and like you can see the gears kind of turning in his head, and he just kind of nods and he's like, yes, very well.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and he gives you like it's probably not even like a physical pass, right? It's probably like a sticker that like puts it over the gas tank cap or whatever. That is like, hey, this vehicle has been inspected and certified via emissions, technician, his ID number or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So like they'll still search it in case you're like hiding weapons in there or something, but they're not going to run like the whole rigmarole of emissions tests and testing all that stuff.
So now there will be maybe some places they won't look. Maybe.
Perhaps.
Maybe. But it is a motorcycle, so.
That is a good thought process.
Yeah. I just have to find out how I can disassemble and hide a full sniper rifle in a motorcycle.
I mean, you could make some rolls, like like exchanging parts for like the barrel of the sniper rifle. Like the hardest thing is probably going to be like the scope, right? Like,
yeah,
that'd be like the hardest part. But just bringing a scope in isn't going to be prohibited, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I just keep the scope in a bag and say, oh, it's another antique I'm trying to sell.
Yep. It's a possibility. It would require some rolls for you to like do stuff like that, but you never know. It might work.
Okay.
For your idea bank.
Yeah.
But anyway, you get the motorcycle in. And what's the next step here?
I'd like to, as best as possible, retrace the steps that the group took going out of town. Okay. All right. And then there and back, and just trying to find like good points for ambush, probably on the way back in. Okay. Something like that. So like maybe a security check to see.
Sure. Yeah. So it's going to take. I think I determined they stayed on the road for about a day and a half before they got off. So it's going to take a few days to kind of like go kind of trace the steps through the rural areas, because unfortunately your motorcycle wouldn't do well across like the snow and tundra and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't want to go off road.
Yeah. So once you get to like the end of the civilization, you're kind of that'll be kind of it.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you will at least have that much information. Awesome. So you ride out there, and we can kind of montage this a little bit. But yeah, I do think there are some checks that I need you to make. I think a security check is definitely called for here.
Intelligence?
Yeah, intelligence. Hey, not bad. A 9 is pretty good. So yeah, I definitely think there are definitely some points along the roadway that might be good for ambushes. I will just remind you, you don't know a lot about Strawman.
Yeah.
So you don't know how these ambushes are going to take place. You know, is it an IED situation? That seems likely. I mean, that's something he could probably build with materials on planet, right? Not have to smuggle anything in. Is it a, a smash and grab situation? Is it a, is he one of those Claris mercenaries that, like, hires a bunch of thugs so he doesn't have to get his hands dirty kind of situation? Is he going to hack into the vehicle and make it explode? Like, there's a lot of scenarios here. So I think that your 9 gets you kind of the scope of where things could happen kind of out of sight, or, probably like distance between these little village centers, or distance between patrols that come up and down the road, because there are regular patrols that kind of come up and down the road, but maybe you get like an idea of those and see a couple of windows of opportunity there. Terrain wise, you definitely get a couple of like decent terrain features where you could, maybe pose an ambush. But as far as, like, the method of how this ambush is going to occur, you're not 100% certain.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's what I wanted to do there.
Okay.
And then...
So, yeah, we'll say it takes you 2 days to do that. You probably don't have to go all the way out for the full, like, 3rd day. But it probably, like, is a day out of looking and observing things, and then a day back of looking and observing things.
Yeah. And then... I'd probably check back in at the hotel that they said they were coming back to.
Right, because their plan, I think, was to come back to the hotel they were staying at the first time.
Correct. Well, that's what I asked them to say.
Right, correct.
So, and then from that hotel, I would look, like, for vantage points to attack that hotel from, maybe.
Okay.
Or to maybe a way to get in quietly with no one seeing you, like through the back door or something like that.
Yeah, I think that the role that I want here, your security role is good enough, I think, to cover some of that stuff. But I actually want a perception check from you,
okay,
based on wisdom as well. Nice. So an 8. So as you're kind of like looking around, and again, your 9 carries over to your kind of like overall security check. Definitely quite a few blind spots and different areas of exposure here at this kind of very rural motel. If we look at the picture that I have there, it's probably in one of like the lower areas that is a little more unpopulated. So there's a lot of opportunity there. And your perception check, I think, towards the end of that like 3rd day when you're doing this, maybe you're like kind of sitting up on a roof somewhere, or maybe like you maybe like I found like a ridge or something that's kind of off in the distance, and you're kind of just like looking and kind of observing, maybe eating like a sandwich or whatever that you have like on the go, and you see walking in front of the hotel area a cloaked figure, and you don't see a whole lot about this figure except for you notice the very distinctive wide-brimmed straw hat, and the figure kind of stops in the middle of like the parking area where the motel is that the party was staying at, and like kind of stands there for a moment. You could tell like is looking around, and then turns to leave, and you can see when the individual turns to leave, there appears to be like a long, almost looks like a case of some sort attached to his back. And it's all like wrapped in cloth, the same type of cloth that's wrapped around him. And it's shaped kind of like a big, maybe like musical instrument case. would be the appropriate term.
Okay, yeah.
But you know 100% that this guy is not, like, playing music, right?
Yeah.
It's probably not a banjo.
Yeah, and it's probably not going to be on his knee either. So yeah, you see that, and I think it kind of keys you in as to, you know,
the type of it.
Right, and well, maybe not even the type, like, it could still kind of be anything, but it does clue you into the fact that he's maybe a step ahead in the regard of getting something on.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's probably the key here, is not necessarily, like, what he's doing. Like, in order to figure that out, maybe you could do some research. Like, you could definitely, like, try and figure that out. Maybe look for patterns. You know, if you have any off the grid contacts that might be in the area, because you're not that far away from both your home, you know, and also Claris, right? So, like,
well,
you may not want to contact them. Who knows?
I do have a contact on planet, actually.
Oh, that's right, you do actually. You do have a contact on planet. So yeah, so like maybe that would be a good method of doing that, but you know that it's not just words anymore, I think is the key point there.
He's probably planning as bad as hard as I am right now.
Right, yeah, it seems like he's following all the same steps that you're following, right? It seems quite reminiscent of that, in fact.
Yeah.
And so I think that with that is a good opportunity to jump over to the rest of the party, who the group of you are in this ice village. And once you've gotten to this ice village, you are taken to a large, kind of crudely constructed cabin. It's not the biggest one in the little village area, but it's, you know, clearly like a bunch of wood slats. It's not very well adjusted for the weather either. There's definitely like gaps in the boards, and it's, you know, it's sturdy enough to hold up against the wind, but not necessarily against, you know, physical force. And the two of you that are blindfolded, like, have this process of, like, tripping over and kind of getting guided by Gogo into this, like, kind of shorter, lower overhanging hut, basically. And when you get in there, the door is closed behind you, and it is locked, and then the two of you are instructed to take you're okay to take your blindfolds off. Gogo, do me a favor, roll me a perception check based on wisdom. Because you were not blindfolded. Oof. Would you like to use your reroll since you have a minute?
Yes.
Holy crap, that swing though. Jesus, you rolled double ones that first time.
30 seconds to spare.
So, yeah, I think that you are at first, like, constantly, like, just watching Chan, right? Like, you're checking on him, making sure, like, nothing's happening to him. You're trying to, like, cover him with blankets, like, even though he can't feel anything, he's in stasis. Like, you're making sure to avoid bumps in the deep, like, snow, because it's hard to kind of pull the gurney that you have. And then I think that kind of at the last moment, as you're finally entering this village, you, like, look up, and then it hits you, like, where you are and what you're seeing, and that's kind of the 8 result at that point. And when you get in there, you see that there are probably about 15 to 20 people living here. I was searching for the word. I guess people is the correct term. Yeah, there appears to be...
Is it?
I know, like I said, I was searching. There's perhaps about 20 to 30 people. It's on the Google Drive, Devin.
Yeah, but which one of them? There's only about, like...
It should be the one that says equipment and cyberware.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Okay. But anyway, so you enter this village, you see there's probably about 20 to 30 people, and I think the thing that takes you the most quickly, Gogo, is these appear to be individuals. They vary quite drastically in their appearance. Some are very clearly, like, different stature. Probably if you were to assume they were human, they would be, like, a different race. And I think that probably the most shocking thing is you see, probably, like, peering out of one of these windows of these huts, you see what looks like a childlike face, almost, peering out of this hut. But the thing that is distinctive about all of them, and is the same, is the kind of blackened, kind of charred-looking skin. And actually, I want you to roll me... Actually, no. I think that... I don't want you to roll me that. You all get over into the hut. Sorry, I should let you guys figure that out, not give it to you. So yeah, it appears there's like a childlike figure, appears people of multiple different races of human, like there is diversity here even among the forgotten.
And when I was in like the city center, did I see a similar diversity in those alive?
No,
or
certainly
is this
not.
Unique? Okay.
Certainly not. Everybody on Yuri Pylos is built almost exactly like Dr. Fisher. Like, they almost probably look a little bit related, because they all live very strictly regimented lives, right? Like, everybody on the planet lives a very strictly regimented life, and it's the same regiment. And kind of when that happens in a society, everybody starts to kind of blend together, when there's no, like, need or necessity for diversity. It doesn't exist.
We're one big Italian family. Everyone's...
Yeah, that speak Cockney. This is basically what we're looking at here. So yeah, no, this is definitely different, for sure. But you guys get in the hut, and there's no... I think the first thing you notice is there's no light. Like, there's maybe, like, a single window that's, like, up high, and also there's like a stench in here, almost of, like, dried, rotted meat. But it's very hard to see. It's, now, what you can do, though, Gogo, is you could uncover your tattoo.
Temperature check?
It's very cold. Again, there's no weathering to this building.
Because my tattoo is not on my cybernetic arm.
Correct, it is not. It is on your other arm. Yeah, no, you wouldn't want to do that for an extended period of time. It's cold. It's colder than...
What I do have, though.
Yeah. What do you have?
Put my goggles on.
Yeah, so do you pull down your goggles.
Almost as if making a show of, like, I'm cold, and that's why I'm doing it. Not that.
Yeah, to, like, cover your face a little bit.
Like, yeah, you know, not to, like, so as.
Yeah, so you begin to look around, and your goggles detect that obviously there's no, like, the floor is basically like gravel almost. It's not really a, like, wooden floor or a mixture of like, it's not like permafrost either. It's like this gravelly substance. And you can see there appear to be, like, kind of pushed back and into the corners. Man, they look like animal bones and carcasses.
And you said there's one window, and we can't...
Yeah, there's one window, and it's pretty high up, and it's kind of, like, just to let, like, the time of day stream in, almost. Like, not even to really give light or give fresh air. It actually, you know what, more appropriately, it actually does look like a ventilation window. And it's maybe 15 feet up in the air, right?
Yep.
That's basically what it is. It's in fact, it's probably a skylight that doesn't have anything on it. So there's probably, like, even, like, a small pile of, like, melted snow and water in the middle of the room where it's just, like, falling through this open air area.
Just out of curiosity, did you describe what, like, the outdoors, like, what sort of region are we in?
No, I didn't, man, with a blindfold on.
Gogo saw, didn't she?
Well, we played it as until I...
Yeah, I mean, we did, but Gogo, like, it's tundra, it's Alaska, right? Where most of it is ice, most of it is blowing cold. It's probably lightly snowing right now.
Approximately how long did we walk from our car, if Gogo was to estimate?
Probably about 20 minutes.
Okay,
like,
so not like hours and hours.
No.
We're within a building now, but it would have... We're obviously not, like, subterranean.
Correct.
Is what I'm asking.
No,
like,
you are definitely not subterranean.
We are in a house outdoors.
Correct.
Okay.
God, no more caverns. Sorry. Flashbacks.
Yep. PTSD.
I mean,
Like how
It's
that makes
PTS now. It's no longer a disorder.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh my god.
My other question was, so we came in through an opening or door. Does there appear to be another opening or door?
There is
that
only
the
one
way...
entrance. Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. One way in.
There is one entrance. Now, again, as I described this building, it would not be hard for even you, Gogo, to just bust out one of the slats of the side of this building.
Sure, it's not well built.
Yeah.
You can make it. You can make an exit.
It's not the fact that you can't get out; it's the fact that maybe you shouldn't.
True. Okay. Alrighty. Lovely.
So you guys take your blindfolds off, and you're in this kind of darkness. And
am I permitted to? How does that occur exactly?
Yeah, no. I said as you guys entered and the door closed, you were instructed that you could remove your blindfolds.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
No, it's fine. Totally fine.
Which is why I was just kind of waiting for.
Yeah, okay. No. You guys were instructed that you could remove your blindfolds.
I do so.
I think we do indeed.
Yeah, and your eyes kind of blink and adjust, and now that you're adjusting a little bit, you can kind of see, you know, how your eyes adjust to the darkness a little bit. And there's a little bit of light streaming in here, so you can kind of look around, and all of you can realize the same as Gogo, except slightly slower.
I think Oscar remains silent. You know, he takes in the scene, but he's waiting for, you know, he's waiting for these people to give instruction.